She doesn't wait for permission. She is the permission. She doesn't shrink to fit their comfort. She expands to match her calling. She doesn't beg to be seen. She walks in like she owns the room because she owns herself. Want to think like a billionaire woman? Then stop playing small. This isn't about money, it's about mindset. Let's unlock the fierce, focused, unstoppable woman within you. You see, a woman who thinks like a billionaire doesn't wait for life to hand her the crown. She chooses to wear it. Her power is not about money in the bank. It's about belief in her soul. Her wealth is in how she sees the world and herself. Today, I want to share 7 life-changing shifts that can help you step into that same energy. The energy of a woman who knows she was born for more. Not just success, not just survival, but significance. Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is SoulStrength, where women rise, heal, and remember who you truly are. Let's begin. 1. She thinks growth, not scarcity. A billionaire-minded woman never sees lack. She sees potential. While others see closed doors, she searches for hidden keys. She doesn't dwell on what she doesn't have. She builds on what she does. This mindset begins with how she talks to herself. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," she says, "How can I afford it?" Instead of thinking, "There are too many people doing this already," she asks, "How can I do it in a way only I can?" Her inner language is powerful, not pitiful. She understands that growth begins with mindset, not material. She may not have all the resources, but she trusts her resourcefulness. And that belief opens doors that fear never could. 2. She values her time like gold. A woman who thinks like a billionaire knows that her time is not just minutes and hours, it's energy, focus, and creation. She doesn't waste her day replaying old conversations, pleasing people who don't value her, or scrolling through endless distractions. She treats time as sacred because she understands it's the only thing she can't get back. She plans her days around her purpose, not around pressure. She carves space for rest, reflection, and creation. She says no to things that drain her, even if it disappoints others. And in that choice, she creates space for her destiny to unfold. 3. She makes bold decisions without guilt. Indecision is the silent killer of dreams. A billionaire-minded woman understands this. That's why she doesn't wait to feel ready. She moves when her soul whispers yes. She doesn't ask 10 people what they think. She asks her inner truth, and she listens. Sometimes her decisions look selfish to the world, but they are sacred to her soul. Whether it's starting that business, walking away from a toxic environment, or choosing to invest in herself, she makes those decisions with clarity and courage. She understands that guilt is a weight she no longer has to carry, and freedom is always found on the other side of boldness. 4. She solves problems. She doesn't sit in them. Life throws challenges at all of us, but the difference lies in how we respond. While some people replay their problems like a song on repeat, a billionaire woman asks, "What can I do next?" She feels her emotions, but she doesn't get stuck in them. She doesn't wait for someone to rescue her. She becomes her own rescue. Whether it's a financial setback, a heartbreak, or rejection, she doesn't make the situation her identity. She takes responsibility for her healing. She looks for the lesson, takes the next best step, and keeps moving forward. She knows that dwelling creates drama, but action creates peace. 5. She builds multiple streams, not just one salary. While the world teaches women to depend on one paycheck, a billionaire-minded woman learns to create streams of impact, creativity, and income. She understands that true security doesn't come from a job, it comes from her ability to generate value. Even if she starts small, a handmade product, an online skill, a course, she builds with vision. She educates herself financially, she reinvests in her growth, and she sees money as a tool, not a goal. Her goal is freedom, not just to spend, but to choose, to walk away from anything that doesn't align, because her money isn't tied to a single approval. She owns her worth and builds wealth from that place. 6. She surrounds herself with power, not pity. We become who we spend time with, and a billionaire-minded woman is intentional about her circle. She doesn't stay in rooms where her voice is silenced or her dreams are dismissed. She chooses to be around women who challenge her, uplift her, and stretch her. She avoids gossip and seeks growth. She listens to conversations that build her, not ones that keep her small. Even if she has to walk alone for a while, she will, because she knows that loneliness on the path to purpose is better than company on the road to regret. She surrounds herself with power, mentors, books, courses, voices that remind her who she is. 7. She creates. She doesn't compete. Comparison is the thief of joy, and she knows that. A billionaire-minded woman doesn't waste time comparing her timeline to someone else's. She doesn't copy others. She creates from her core. Her journey is unique. Her path is sacred. When she sees another woman succeed, she celebrates, because she knows there is space for all of us at the top. She doesn't chase trends. She listens to her truth. Whether it's in business, motherhood, art, or healing, she brings her essence into everything. And that originality is her magnet. She creates from her soul, and in doing so, she rises. The 7 billionaire mindsets. Let's remind ourselves of the shifts we've spoken today. Let them sink in. Feel them not just as ideas, but as instructions for your rise. 1. She thinks growth, not scarcity. 2. She values her time like gold. 3. She makes bold decisions without guilt. 4. She solves problems. She doesn't sit in them. 5. She builds multiple streams, not just one salary. 6. She surrounds herself with power, not pity. 7. She creates. She doesn't compete. Final SoulStrength message. Dear woman listening to this, you may not have come from wealth. You may have grown up hearing, be small, be quiet, be grateful with what you have. But let me tell you something. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to grow big. You are allowed to rise wildly, unapologetically, and boldly. Because this world doesn't just need more billionaires in the bank. It needs more billionaires in belief, in love, in self-worth, in legacy. You don't have to wait for the world to give you permission. The woman you're becoming is already inside you. So think like her, walk like her, choose like her. Because when you think like a billionaire, you don't just change your mindset, you change your whole life.